What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Batman Arkham Asylum. I apologize about my voice, but I am a little bit under the weather. And with my second video upload today, this was something that I figured I might as well just get it over with while I can, because this is not going to be a video that puts me in a very good mood. But before I get into it, I do want to specify one thing. I am only going to be talking about the gaming side of things when it relates to Warner Brothers and DC. I'm not going to be talking about the television shows or the movies or whatnot, because that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. As I said, we'll find out what they got planned for us when the Superman movie comes out later this year. But I'm just going to focus more on the gaming side of it because, man, what can you really say? I think the phrase I use a lot is something that a lot of us can understand. Disappointed, but not surprised. But maybe a little surprised because it went deeper than before. But so what happened? What's overall the story? So the Wonder Woman game wasn't having good news. It was reported about a week or two ago that it's been having a troubled life cycle, troubled developmental cycle since it was revealed back in 2021. Hard to believe it's been 4 years since then. And then it was saying that, hey, the game has been reworked from the ground up. It's not going to use the Nemesis system from the Shadow of Mordor games. It's going to be reworked from the ground up, and it already has $100 million put into it. And we still haven't seen any gameplay from it, which is ridiculous. But once again, this is Warner Brothers, so nothing shocking there. So flash forward to today. And what came out today? The great wonderful news that'll definitely make all DC, especially Wonder Woman fans, happy. Well, the Wonder Woman game has now officially been canceled. On top of Monolith Studios, the company that's been around for a little over 3 decades, it's also been canceled and shut down. So yeah, bunch of people out of their jobs, more developmental teams and game creators, developmental squads shut down, losing their jobs. And more games canceled that spent $100 million, which is just asinine to me. But once again, it's Warner Brothers, so am I really that surprised? So let's get into the whole Warner Brothers side of it and how I feel about this. As I said, nothing surprises me about Warner Brothers because they have to be the most incompetent studio publisher I've ever seen in my life. Like, I have never seen a gaming publisher so incompetent. I mean, what can you really honestly say? And what's crazy about all this is I was having a discussion earlier today with a close friend of mine, and we were talking about this, and he got up mentioning that, hey, I went back to playing DC Universe online, and I was thinking, damn, that game came out in the late 2000s, and it's outlived so many of these other new Warner Brothers DC-made games that just came out about a year or two ago that have been completely forgotten, moved over, or just discontinued, or don't even come out at all. It's just that's what it comes down to. I've never seen a more incompetent gaming publisher in my life. Like, Warner Brothers games, I remember when people back in the day used to make fun of companies like EA, Ubisoft, Konami. I know Capcom had a few moments where they called them Crapcom, but those at their worst are better than Warner Brothers games on a daily basis. I mean, they're just that bad. I never thought I'd ever live to say this in my life, where Arkham Knight, when it came out back in 2015, I was not a big fan of it. It's not a bad game. It's a decent, solid game. Just my least liked of the Arkham franchise. Most of my problems are more story and how to use some of the villains and characters in the boss fights, but overall the combat's excellent, but still a solid game. I never thought I'd live to see the day where it's like I miss that now. Like, I honestly miss that compared to what they've done to all their DC properties, because they completely disrespect all of them. I mean, they cannot do anything. I mean, I have no faith in them at all to get anything done at this point. And this is just the latest thing. And once again, let's go back to Monolith Studios. You have a developer that's been around for 30 years, that has made so many iconic franchises, who were behind the whole iconic Nemesis system, that ironically enough was only used in the Shadows of Mordor series and then never used again, that you patent it but just decide, oh, we're just not going to use it. Like, who cares? They tried doing the Wonder Woman game, but obviously you saw what happened to that. but we're just not going to use it. We're just going to patent it and never use it. Yeah, typical. You know, if it was any other studio, I'd be, rolling my eyes. But because it's Warner Brothers, nothing surprises me. I mean, they are the most incompetent people at this point. I've never seen a game publisher more incompetent in terms of a major one. So, in my honest opinion, there's just nothing really competes. Because all the other ones I mentioned, at least they can release a decent game or something. Nowadays, I don't know if Warner Brothers can release anything without it getting canned, and this is just another victim along the whole thing. So, where does it go with the Wonder Woman side of things? And I wanted nothing more to have a Wonder Woman game. I mean, Wonder Woman, one of my all-time favorite comic book characters, who I think is, in my opinion, the most disrespected comic book character in terms of, like, I don't think fans outside of diehard comic fans really know how relevant she is, how important she is, especially to the DC side of things. But unfortunately, Warner Bros. Themselves just seem like they just don't give a damn about Wonder Woman at all. It's like she's basically the definition of a third wheel in terms of the DC Trinity. She's treated nothing more than a third wheel when compared to Batman and Superman. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the character's been around for 80 years, and well, now still officially, they have 0 video games made of them. They have 0 animated. I know I wasn't going to shows and movies, but sorry, I'm going on my little tirade. But 0 animated shows going on them. They don't have any movies lined up for them in terms of one of their projects. Paradise Lost, I believe that's a prequel to when she's even born. So it's just like, what's there to be excited for Wonder Woman? It just seems like every time something goes to happen with her, it either gets canceled or forgotten or just left in the dust. It's like, tell me you don't like the character without telling me you don't like the character. It always seems like something has to go wrong with poor Diana. She can never catch a break. But if you're one of those individuals like, oh, well, you know what? It wasn't going to sell. It wasn't going to do good anyway. We'll just have a bunch of Batman games. They always sell. They always do good. Guys, I got bad news for you. I don't even know if they can do Batman games anymore. And listen, I love Batman games. I enjoy playing them. I don't even know if they can do Batman games anymore. I mean, what faith do you have they can do any game for any character at this point? I mean, as I said, Arkham Knight was the last substantial, like, superhero game they released that was at least decent. Now it's 2015. I mean, just about everything they've done has just been a disaster or a joke or didn't even get released. So Batman, the thing they always, whenever they ever in jam, they always go back to Batman because he's the most popular character. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't even think they can do him right anymore. I have no faith that they can do any of them right. So my opinion, I don't think a lot of you will agree with this. They just gotta sell. Warner Bros. Just gotta give it up to DC property. They can't do it in the gaming division. They cannot do the DC property. I have no faith in them whatsoever. I mean, I have seen enough. As they would say in Rocky IV, throw the damn towel. Like, seriously, how much suffering do we have to endure? You got poor Wonder Woman fans just get treated like a third wheel. DC fans can't get any good superhero games no matter what they do. They release the dumbest concept for superhero games, and they can't do something that's so simple and basic. Like, what is so hard about making a superhero game that people can enjoy? More than likely making it a single player adventure where you play as an iconic character, whether it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash, Martian Manhunter, whoever, you name it. Have these games, but no, we're just gonna sit here and make all these other dumb projects, and then things that might get excited for we'll announce, but then we'll just cancel. But we'll spend $100 million on it and then throw that down the drain. Like, I've never seen a company throw away so much money in my life without even showing anything for it. How can they keep their jobs after this point? At that my point, that's like the ultimate level of incompetence. I've never seen anything comes close to it. I wish I could say I have a lot more positivity in terms of the future, but honestly, the way I've been hearing is the way I've been talking, this is going to have ramifications for years. And I've heard rumors that they're trying to get another Batman game under the thing, but even though I personally don't want to see a Batman, let me rephrase that. I'm not saying I'm opposed to seeing a Batman. I just like to see someone else other than Batman. I've been, spoiled rotten with Batman, but even if that was what we're to get, a Batman game, I don't know if you're seeing that for, I don't know, years. Because they're probably only in the planning stages of that. And you know how that could go. And is it even going to be good? And that's my problem. I have no faith in them. Unless you tell me they sell the license at DC, I have no faith in them at all. They are definitely incompetent when it comes to that whole license of DC in terms of the gaming division. I have no faith in them whatsoever, and this is just another just nail in the coffin. So, as a diehard superhero fan, especially on the DC side, I love the Marvel side too. I love them both, but a little bit more on the DC. It's just there's nothing to get excited for. I don't personally care anymore. It's gonna be years till we see anything substantial, and it's just sad. And what's there to get excited for? But at the end of the day, that is my opinion. I want to hear your opinion. How do you feel about the news of Monolith Studios shutting down, WonderWoman game being canceled after they've already spent $100 million on it and they had nothing to show for it, but they just cancel it? Which, let's just be honest, is probably for the right reasons, because it probably wouldn't have been good anyway. They probably would have messed it up anyway, so let's just be honest. So I guess it's better to not have it than to suffer with it. But either way, how does this make you feel? Is it messed up that a studio that's been around as long as it is gets shut down just like that? More gaming shutdowns in studios, and that number keeps increasing daily, it seems like, in this industry. And this industry is just all gone all to hell. It's just not a fun place to be. It's a bloodbath right now, and it's sad to be a fan of the licenses as well as just be someone who works for these projects, because there's probably a lot of good, hardworking people that just unfortunately work under the utmost incompetence at the highest level in the DC Warner Brothers Games division. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all soon. Peace.